He found a Netflix movie that depicted time-traveling liberals carrying out, quote, pre-crime murders, unquote, of patriots, people like you and me, to prevent Americans from uprising against globalism. Huh? You probably are doing a double take. I'll say it again. The Netflix movie that Mike analyzed is depicting time-traveling liberals carrying out pre-crime murders of patriots to prevent uprisings against globalism. I know. This speaks for itself. The title speaks for itself. But Mike gets into a lot more detail, and I'm going to refer you over to his article at newstarget.com. And we always encourage people to come to our website, thecommonsenseshow.com. I always encourage people to go to...
Okay, here it is. In the shadow of the moon, some crimes defy time. It's like a Terminator, but with the liberal bent, evidently. New Netflix movie fantasizes about time-traveling liberals carrying out the pre-crime murders of patriots, put in there Christians, to prevent an American uprising against globalism. That kind of reminds me of Gray State, that trailer, and then the guy, he disappeared to commit suicide on the set with his whole family. As the delusional insane cult of liberalism continues to infect every institution across America, Hollywood has been transformed into the place where the left-wing fantasies are played out on the big screen to satisfy the delusions of the brainwashed masses. The latest example of these left-wing fantasies is found in a new Netflix feature movie. We already told you the name of it. Now, there are those who will keep you believing that the only problem are the left-wing people. It could never be that there's anything wrong on the right side. You have to be under that delusion. It's very important that you stay under that delusion. It could never be the one same animal, one on the left side, one on the right side, and they fight each other. But in all reality, really get the globalist agenda done anyhow. Yeah, they're all crooks, my husband says. This new film imagines time-traveling liberals who wear Antifa hoodies, murdering patriots across America following a pre-crime kill list that includes a concert pianist, a bunch of other characters I don't care about. The pre-crime murderers intended to execute these people, Sarah Connor, before they started uprising against globalism, which of course seeks to overrun America and destroy our national sovereignty. Well, it's only about us though, right? It couldn't possibly be about any other country, going under the auspices of worldwide communism. It's only America, darn it. America's the only one that matters. The entire point of this film is to make sure that all these people who defend America are killed, ensuring globalism succeeds in overrunning this nation and enslaving humanity. The film writers are clearly in the pro-enslavement camp and believe that the end justifies the means. Well, there's lots of people who aren't doing movies that are very much into that mental construct, that idea, that position. Your government is really into that position. You wouldn't have FEMA camps all over the place and detention centers if there weren't people that were really interested in these ideas. But you've got this guy, and his whole goal is to get you to just see the left side when the right side is bringing it up from back behind, so to speak. Very clever. Annie's doing the one eye. You gotta love it. In the shadow of the moon, these actors, I don't care, depict patriots as so evil that their crimes defy time, with the usual smears you would expect. Oh, look at that. Ministry of Truth propaganda operation. Because there's never anybody like Mike Adams or the Common Sense Show that would ever put out propaganda. That's just crazy talk, you big old silly. After all, even the New York Times now just fabricates total fantasy and try to destroy America's Lord and Savior, Trumpy Trumpkin. He's not my Lord and Savior. This new film conflates, ooh, good word usage, patriotism with white supremacy and anti-globalism paranoia. Paranoia, paranoia. All the typical symbols of patriotism are demonized in the film, including the American flag, AR-15s, and resistance against global tyranny. Oh my goodness. You know that the people in Hollywood are just complete mental cases, right? You know the people in government are total mental cases, right? You see all the partnerships between them. I love how the UN brings actors in all the time. I was just watching a video earlier, and this actor, his name escapes my mind, but is he is one of the Samoan gentlemen that just did a movie very popular, and it had to do something with an aquatic god, a superhero aquatic god. The name escapes me, but this is the point. He was in a big Aquaman, my husband tells me. Aquaman, yes, thank you. And because he is somewhat attractive, he is in Hollywood, and he does important work in Marvel films. This qualifies him, don't you know, to be at the UN. So, pre-crime kill list to murder patriots, aka Christians. Not that all patriots are Christians, and not that all Christians are patriots per se. Your allegiance should be to Jesus before they can defend America. On September 27th, that looks like was the release date. Was it this year? I don't know. The pre-crime murder is fully justified by the characters in the film, who explain that killing patriots is necessary to stop a civil war that might kill millions. That seems about backwards logic. We need to kill to prevent a whole bunch of people being killed. Huh. Yeah. Nowhere in the film, of course, is any character concerned about the Democrats or Republicans' total destruction of the Bill of Rights, their trampling on the First and Second Amendment, or the rise of global authoritarianism, or even the fact that the entire mainstream media today, and some of the alternative, have been nothing but a fantasy fiction fake news cartel that pushes lies in order to destroy America from within. In fact, this film functions as an example of rising globalism or globalist authoritarianism, rather, and how it rolls out propaganda campaigns to brainwash the masses, right, through what you tell us is entertainment. But it's not entertainment, it's the plan, and you're going to go along with it or else, right? I'm going to hide in Jesus. That's what I'm going to do. So, anyhow, into believing that loving your country is somehow evil. Do I love my country? I love the people in my country. I do not love my country. I do not love my government. I do not love these thugs running things. But I do love American people. And part of the propaganda is to somehow weave your purpose in this life into agreeing with whatever your government thinks, says, and does. And by default, the same thing with Israel, because America is twinsies with Israel, and Israel has some of the same exact values. And they talk about this. So I don't want to get real into this, but the atrocious abortion up until the day of baby's birth, guess what? Both nations allow for that price tag to be put on the innocent heads of these beautiful children, 9-month-old babies. That's disgusting. And it's evil. But God forbid these people from Common Sense show or this gentleman here ever focus on anything wrong that Israel or America do. They're not here for that. They're here to get you to think that your purpose in this life and reality is to pledge your allegiance to the government. That is really communistic in some way if you think about it. Really, you're being told and influenced what to put your allegiance in. I put my allegiance in Jesus, and I love people. Sometimes they drive me a little bit batty, but I do love people. But I don't love the policies that come out of our government, and I don't care if they dress it in the window wrappers of Christianity. It's still evil. You do not get almonds from an apple tree. So anyhow, what they're accusing others of doing, they themselves are doing right here. I hope you see that. The film parodies itself, in other words, and the writers have seem to have no clue that their project is exactly and exactly of exactly the kind of dystopian authoritarian tyranny that sci-fi films of an earlier generation fought against. Let's read that again. The film parodies itself, in other words. The writer seems to have no clue that their project is itself. I think he screwed up and meant to say exact. And exact, this is just bad grammar, I think. I don't know. An exact of exactly the kind of dystopian authoritarian tyranny that sci-fi films of an earlier generation fought against. Okay. Okay, that's okay. Sometimes I struggle with a word here or there too. No worries, no worries. Well, today's progressives are thrilled, and then they're going to give a bunch of examples. It's really going to drive me nuts and make me want to rip my hair out. The film's message becomes increasingly clear that anyone who loves America must be killed. Okay, that's the real message of the radical left, and I would tell you also the right, who are pretending to be something that they're not. That's how you get the agenda through. And so that's why they demand to take away all the firearms of conservatives, Christians, and others. Once they disarm you, they will quietly, literally want to murder you. But they have they have to convince you first, to disarm first, hence all the false flag operations and coordinated anti-gun media propaganda. I agree with that last bracket statement there in the parenthesis. I just think that they're not telling you that it comes from the right, too. If you really start to study how the Masons communicate through their body language, you can find just as many people on the right side doing the same sign language of we're in the group, we're in the club, we're Masons, as you see the ones on the left. So don't even. Let me see here. Seeing if there's anything else more I can harvest out of this. Just propaganda to the hilt. Propaganda telling you about propaganda that's telling you about propaganda. Leftists are now living in a world of pure fantasy, completely detached from reality. They ain't the only ones, sweetheart. Netflix is disgusting. I do wish everybody would cancel their subscription to Netflix, because really, honestly, that's the only language these people speak, is when you close your wallet. That's it. You could say the same thing of bad ministries, yet people keep pushing them by giving them money. You keep feeding the beast. Whether it's a political beast, whether it is spiritual beast, whatever. So, this whole thing is a hit piece on one side of the aisle, and you're not to look at the other side. How blind can these people be? I so don't honor this. Disgusting. So, here is your entertainment. That is just disgusting.